this is Cheap Ass Statue Collector here, and today I've got a really cool video. I wanted to go ahead and do something special. I wanted to do a versus video, and today I wanted to do it on one of my favorite statues, the Batman vs. Killer Croc statue. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Here we go. We've got the Batman vs. Killer Croc statue, first edition and the second edition. Now, just to let you guys know, there is a third edition. They re-released the black edition, and it was not numbered, and it also was not one whole piece. It comes in separate pieces. These two are all one piece. Nothing comes off of these statues. Let's go ahead and talk about the ES then for these statues. I'm going to go ahead and lift this up because I forgot what it was. So this is number 451 out of 1500. Not bad. So this came out in 2010, you guys. So this is roughly 8 years old. This came out a little bit later. And this is 1,000 and something out of 2,500. So you're looking at ES of 1,500 to 2,500. So they made an additional 1,000 more of the black editions. Like I said, the third edition, which is the same paint app and sculpt, they did not number those pieces. I don't know how many there are of those. And I believe they are a little bit cheaper to get a hold of than these two pieces when they first came out. So what else is different then? Obviously the color scheme is different, right? You've got the blue version of Batman versus the black version of Batman. And that's not really the only difference though. I'm going to go ahead and turn these around so I can go ahead and look at this. What we're looking at is two different color Batman outfits. But if you look at the belts as well, the black edition belt has an all yellow belt, whereas this is more of an orange and gold belt. And the bat icon on Batman's chest is painted in here on the second edition, and is not painted in here. It looks like it's a little like sticker. I forget the name of what they actually call those, but they use those type of stickers for eyes and everything. And if you look closely enough, I don't know if the camera will pick this up or not, but the gray edition Batman, black and gray, on the gray outfit part, on the gray of his outfit, it's not really shaded in at all. Whereas this blue version, there is, it's not just one gray shade color, it's multiple shades, and as well as the blue. There's different shades of blue within the boots, the underwear, and the cowl and cape, right? So there is a slight difference with Batman. I don't think it's a make or break with either or. This one looks a little bit nicer. That's just my opinion. I really liked both of these pieces, and that's why I did not sell my second edition when I picked up my first edition, because I love them both. And there is quite a bit of difference. So let's go ahead and move on to Killer Croc. Now, Killer Croc wraps are a little bit different colored, and the green on Killer Croc is different for both statues. They're just slight differences. Same with his stomach as well. It's just different paint colors that they had at the factory at that time when they were making the statue. Now, is one better than the other? It's going to depend on which version you got and how good the quality control was and who the painter was at the time. I think they're both really well done. I think the blood on this one is a little bit more glossy, whereas this one's a little bit more matte. But overall, the crocodiles are pretty much the same. There's not too big of a difference that you'll actually care about when choosing one of these. So the next thing we want to go into, you guys, is the sculpt. So the sculpt is, the statue itself is identical. The pose is the same. The rocks are all flying off the same way. They all have the same skulls. I'm going to go ahead and turn this for you guys. They all have the same pieces and everything. So it's the same mold. What's different though is what you'll probably easily tell right off the bat is how much taller this one is compared to this one. And the actual cape for the first edition is actually falling down more, where this is blown out a little bit more on the second edition. That's the real big difference. Now, why does that matter? Well, when I first started collecting these statues, I had picked up a D-top, and I've saw a lot of people with this inside their D-top without any type of raising or lowering of the shelf. This will not fit into your D-top case without messing with the shelves. I did not know that because I figured that they were the same thing, the same size, and this is actually just a little bit taller, and it's just too tall to fit into a DTOF without adjusting the shelves. Everything else seems to be pretty normal except for the batarangs. So they both connect to the Killer Croc's mouth, and this one goes around to the left, and this one comes down to the left, right? And they're positioned slightly different. Those are the two main different sculpting issues that I've noticed. Two different sculpting differences that I've noticed with these two statues. Everything else is pretty similar. Now the price, you guys, this one's going to be a little bit more expensive. I believe people were trying to flip it online for $600 a few years ago, and they probably did. I believe you might be able to pick this up for $400, maybe less if you're lucky. But I think this is around $400, and I believe that's a good price for this. And I believe this is going to be a little bit cheaper. The MSRP price was $250 for this guy, and you know, depending on what's out there, you guys, I don't think you're going to find these. When you do look online, you look on eBay, and if you want a numbered piece and one that comes as a full statue, not one that you take apart, ask the seller, you know, what edition is this and what's the edition size. So that's very important when you go to buy this, because a lot of people will not tell you that, and you won't know off the bat. And most of the sellers probably don't even know the difference, right? So it's very important. Find out what you're buying. Know what you're buying as well. If you don't care about numbered editions, you could probably pick up this statue, the third edition, for probably under $200, really. So between the two statues, you guys, if I had to pick to sell one, I would probably sell the second edition just because of the color. I love the blue edition Batman, and I love the all the other extra details that they put in the Batman. I do think it's a little bit better than this one, paint-wise, for Batman, but that's about it. I'm keeping this one. I'm not selling this one. This is staying with my collection. This goes in with my group of my Superman, Flash, Green Lantern, and Wonder Woman versus statues. So they make basically like a set for me, a battle set. And this is not going anywhere. Even though I like this one just a little bit more, I'm keeping this one. I love this one, and I love this one as well. What I want to do is I want to pose. I want to put this with other Grail type versus statues. One that comes to my mind is the Wolverine versus Sabretooth statue. I want to put that with that statue, and maybe some other type of Grail statues, maybe a Hulk versus Spider-Man statue. That would be really cool to add just a bunch of Grail versus pieces together that are mix match. I think that would be a really good idea for one of my shelves. Let me know what you guys think. That's it, you guys. I just wanted to go ahead and share with you guys the differences between the two statues. So when you go out and you purchase these statues of the 3rd edition one, you know what you're buying, you know what you're getting into. And I'm just happy to share it with you guys. Remember to like and sub and do all that fun stuff. Thanks. Peace.